This thing dirty? Nope, that's just me. So, if you saw a couple of videos ago, well, maybe more than a few videos ago, if you do follow me on Twitter, and you hadn't seen the video, you probably stopped following me for the annoying happy pics I did. But for 30 days, I put a happy picture on. There was no challenge. I'm not challenging anyone. I think that's dumb. Never challenge anyone. Let people just do what they want to do. And I'll jump right in it. So I believe there is some negativity on Twitter. Just a little bit. You know, it's not a cesspool of shit or anything like that. Or maybe it is. Funny thing is, I actually just took Facebook off of my phones 2 days ago. Could not take that crap anymore. Holy shit. Anyone who votes off of information they got off of Facebook is damaging where you live. I don't care which party it's for. You just are not. That stuff is so bad. Oh my God. You can do a simple Google search on anything posted on there. I'm from Wisconsin. A real favorite one of mine was they were saying Trump, something about the postal office interfering. It was a big pile of post office boxes behind a fence. And I'm just like, oh my God, people. And I'm sure it was put up as a joke because, my God, you could tell they were older ones and stuff that were going to get refurbished, recycled, whatever. That was horrible. Another good one was on Sunday, somebody posted that he's interfering because he shut down the post office. They were all closed. I wonder how many people didn't realize it was Sunday for that. Not that I'm endorsing Trump. I don't endorse Biden. I don't endorse anyone. I endorse you going out, doing your research, and find out who works for you. I'm not telling anyone who to vote for. I know who I'm voting for, but I did my own research. But let's get back off of Facebook, being its own dumpster fire, and move over to Twitter. Now, Twitter, I actually don't plan on jumping off of Twitter quite yet. We'll see how it goes. A few things I did over the 30 days is I posted a picture, something in my basement. Some of the Star Wars stuff was in there. I had some Army of Darkness or Ash Williams stuff in there. Some other things in there, maybe some of my helmets. I think I did some helmets. I could have kept going. I have a lot of things I really actually enjoy. But I finished it off actually with my camper because all my happy things don't revolve around me sitting in a basement without windows. In fact, that can be quite depressing over time. So I don't suggest that. Get some sunlight once in a while. It burns just for a little bit, but get some. Unless you're in it too long, then it burns for a really long time. But so yeah, but some of the things I did was I posted those videos, pictures. And I did some other interaction too. I like to, if I see something I like, I'll comment on it or something. And I noticed that it changed how my feed was a little bit. Not much to make a difference. It didn't bump up any video quality, anything like that of views. So there wasn't a lot of benefit except for the fact that I didn't see more negative things coming in. Another thing I did is I went in and anyone I was following that wasn't following me, with a few exceptions. I mean, there's people out there that I like to follow that there's no way I expect them to follow me. But anyone who didn't share an exact interest of mine, and that's not to the fault of anyone. Nobody should feel that they have to share exact. A good example is Galloping Ghost Arcade. Phenomenal place. I believe it's now the world's largest arcade. That is a very specific thing I like, arcades. I don't actually expect them to follow me back. If they did, that'd be cool, but I don't expect it. But I do follow them because I like seeing what Doc down there posts for new products and stuff. In fact, I follow Doc also just to make sure I see whatever new things they got, and I definitely need to get back down there. But for the most part, anything I found, anyone who wasn't following me, because a lot of people I follow were people who followed me, except for a few maybe starting out and stuff, and I just unfollowed them. And about once a week, I just sat down when I wasn't really doing anything, maybe it'd be during a commercial or something, if I was watching a show with my family or something, and I just scrolled through, and if I had someone following and they weren't following me, I took them off. It wasn't personal. A lot of it was, well, maybe, no, It was personal, actually, because I was trying to improve my feed and see what would happen. It was more of an experiment. Um, and a lot of times it's just people, developers, they start following me and I'll follow them back. And maybe it's because I did a couple game reviews for some homebrew games and stuff. And you know what? That's awesome. If you want to follow me, I'll probably follow you back. There was a political one that followed me. I did not follow that back. I stay away from that because that's one of the things there's enough of it around me. It's not that I ignore it. I do my research. I know who I'm going to vote for. But the last place, like I mentioned before, you should be getting your political mindness or whatever, or numbness, is from social media. It's all biased. All of it's biased and a bunch of bullshit. So I went through and did that. And then another thing I did too was I have a tendency to go through and laugh at posts and stuff. I try to like more of them. And it's not that I wasn't liking them before. It was just, you were scrolling through and you don't think about it. I'm like, well, I like this. I want to see more of this. So I did that. Unfortunately, Twitter they feed off of it. It is a very negative space to be in. If anyone's watching this video that I do follow on Twitter and you're wondering, like, well, you like some of my posts and not some of my other, it might be because you're negative on some and you're positive on other. That was also part of what I was experimenting over 30 days was, well, I actually never really liked negative things too much. There's no point in it. I don't like them. If you're having a bad day, my heart goes out to you. I don't want you to have a bad day. It's just, as I'm kind of doing it now, I don't like to post that kind of stuff. But you know what? If that gives you comfort, go for it. It's just that I feel like that's a dangerous slope that you rely on people you don't really know to give you comfort. But if that gets you through, absolutely. Okay, that was a twist. I didn't want to go down that road. Yeah, so Twitter's hanging on the edge. I didn't get rid of that yet. Facebook, I'll probably put that back on after election because I got to see people crying. Because no matter what happens, people are going to cry on there. So that kind of negativity I like because it's just, you live too much on Facebook. I'll admit that it was a little weird. I went to go look at it and I'm like, oh, it's not there. And after just 2 days later, I'm already feeling a little bit better. I actually done this once before. And after about a week, you don't want to put it back on. Messenger is actually one of the worst apps. I hate Messenger. So much control over the phone. Of course, I have thought of maybe making a nice little new hat out of tinfoil and getting a flip phone, but we'll see how that goes. And then Instagram, which is funny because that's owned by Facebook. That one actually is not too bad. It kind of adapts to what you look at and stuff like that. And so it's kind of, for me, it's kind of cool because I see a lot of, like Jeeps, arcades, video game stuff. It's really, it's one of the few things that work its way around it. I do look up political stuff sometimes. Like I said, I do some research. So some of that does pop in that feed, but that I know is on me. If you want to fix that, just look at a bunch of video game stuff or something for the day and it'll start weaning that stuff out. It's kind of like the NBA. That sport's done for me. I watched some of the playoffs and I'm just like, oh, this is a giant political message now. Cool. No relaxing here. So yeah, that's done. But yeah, that's some of the things I did on there. I will be getting back to more normal, arcadey stuff. But I did have to do the follow-up video for my Twitter account, which here's all my stuff you can follow. Now, when I said I got rid of Facebook off my phones, I will be still looking at my Facebook for PoundButtons.com on my computer. Just if you put something on there, I probably won't respond right away just because I will not have it on my phone anymore. And we'll see how much more we strip down on there. But, yeah, if you're finding yourself, well, talk to people. That's always good. But if you're finding yourself just frustrated every time you're on a social media app, and that's where I was getting, try taking it off for a couple of days. Don't try ignoring it for a couple of days. Take it off for a couple of days. Because if it's there, I took it off and not within an hour, I was going back to look at it. Just muscle memory. Kind of an addiction. In fact, I used to be a smoker, and I haven't been now for years, but I think it might have been easier to quit smoking. And that was horribly hard to quit. So, yeah, do yourself a favor. If you're on there and you're just having if you're having a bad day to begin with, don't go on there. If you're having a good day, don't chance wrecking it and go on there. But I mean, that's just my opinion. Do what you want to do, obviously. As long as it doesn't hurt other people, who gives a crap. But yeah, Other than that, have a good one, and thanks.